been before, through those open doors, where I've been now, where I am now, in a special place, a telephone place, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. And guess what? I'm sitting in for Miss Hinton today. I'm the host, not Miss Hinton. Mr. E is the host today. So y'all can let Miss Hinton know that when she returned, that I'm the big boss with the hot sauce and I'm in control on Fun Friday. I want to welcome you to our listeners. I want to welcome Peace 95.3 FM, WGPL 1350 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM, Peace 95.3 FM, and WPCE 1400 AM. I want to also welcome all the social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. That's right. We're on all those social media platforms. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter and Instagram. So I want to welcome you all and thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Listen, today is a very special day. It's the weekend and the children are out of school. And guess what? The temperature right now is 79 degrees. It's going to be a hot one this weekend. So make sure you take care of the pets. Make sure you take care of the seniors. Make sure you go by and make sure they're cool and go to these cooling system stations that they have around the 757, just in case you get too hot and too overheated. Don't forget to supply somebody with some good old cold bottle of water so that they can cool off and get them out of the sun if you can do that, because the weatherman said it's not going to be a joke. And yesterday was the first day of summer. That's right. The first day of summer. Spring is gone, and the day is the first day. Yesterday was the first day of summer. Don't forget to join us on FYI After Dark. That's every Monday night from 6:30 to 7, and where we talk about issues concerning men, women, and you name it, we're there talking about everything underneath the sun on FYI After Dark. Don't forget to join us Monday for sports talk, and then on Wednesday for issues concerning men, and yes, on Friday, issues concerning you women. I want to get real deep about it because I want to know more about the habits and how women act and how they think. Yeah, y'all changes just like the wind. But I'm gonna wait till the hosts get back so that we can get and talk and dialogue and get all the information that is needed to talk about you women. But today we're gonna have a motivated word for you, brought to you by me. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. I'm also the pastor and the founder of the Restoration Family Worship Center located in the city of Norfolk, Virginia. I want to thank you so very, very much for tuning in. Today, I want to talk to you from a little while for about who's holding your ladder. Who's holding your ladder? You got to have a great support system. Who's holding your ladder is dealing with someone that's, well, that's supporting you, that's helping you to maintain, to grow, to rise above so that you can continue to go forward. Whether it's management or a system, the effectiveness of a ladder depends on the person or persons who holds the ladder, those who are in a supportive role. Yeah, that's who's holding your ladder. Those who you have underneath you that's supporting you. It's just like getting a bag of tater chips. What support the bag of tater chips is not so much of the chips itself, it's the crumbs that are in the bag. If you notice that you eat all the big chips out of the bag and then you crease the bag and you get what's supporting the tater chips, which is the crumbs, that you know that the same ingredients in the crumbs are on those big potato chips. Those who hold the ladder are important as leaders themselves. Those who play the background, yeah, I don't mind being in the background. I don't mind playing the background role because that's one of the greatest roles in the world. That's who's holding your ladder. Those who are faithful, supporting from the bottom, are often unseen. That doesn't diminish their importance or need for them. It doesn't mean that even though their ministries or their positions are every bit as important as the leader on top. Sometimes they do their work unnoticeable. Sometimes God may be the only one who known who's holding your ladder. See, leaders out here need somebody at the bottom to support them, because sometimes the leaders cannot do it all. The ladder holder determines on the height of the ladder climber. Those who hold the ladder controls the visionary. Yeah, let's stop and talk about that. If you are a leader, and how high you wants to go, that's how high you want to stretch your ladder. If you want a 4-foot ladder and you only go on 4 foot, you still need somebody to support you so you won't fall off a 4-foot ladder. Well, if you got a 6-foot ladder, a 12-foot ladder, a 10-foot ladder, if you got a 22-foot ladder, the higher your ladder, the higher your vision, the higher you need to climb. And the higher you need somebody to support your ladder. I remember the time when I was working, putting Christmas lights around my house, and I had my baby boy, Isaiah, to support the ladder. And it was a very beautiful day. In front of the ladder was a sticker by bush. And I asked my son to keep me stable. So when I reach out to put the lights around the nail, and the farther I stretch, the ladder would not move. And that's what a ladder supporter is. A ladder holder is that someone that will hold the ladder so that you will not fall. Someone that's going to support you in your endeavors. Someone that's going to be right there to help you fulfill the assignment that God has given unto you. Somebody that's going to be your backbone. See, a ladder supporter doesn't has to be seen. That's right. A ladder supporter doesn't have to have the recognition that some folks would love that plays behind the scene. All the ladder supporter it wants to do is to make sure that the leader or the visionary complete the task that he's about to take on. We've seen painters on ladders. We've seen them reach as far, and at the bottom of the ladder, we see somebody at the bottom of the ladder holding the ladder steady so that the painter could reach far. Or if you clean your gutters, you got somebody at the bottom of the ladder supporting you while you reach out so you won't fall. Yeah, three ways in which we do ministry. The first way is we do everything ourselves. That's a leader. We do everything ourselves. That's too much work on one leader. When a leader has to take on the task and he's doing everything, he's going into the church, he's opening up the church, he's cleaning the church, he's making sure everything is in the proper place, he's been the secretary of the church, he's been doing this in the church, he's making programs of the church. That's too much work. He's got to make sure the outer and the inside of the church is well taken care of. So he needs someone that's going to support him, someone that's going to take some of that load off in him. The second is to hire out. And there's a lot of people that we hire to do the job, but then all of a sudden that becomes too much money. I don't have the funds to pay somebody, but I'm taking the resources that I do have to hire somebody to come in when everything that we need is right there in the church. Well, y'all don't want to hear this though. Right there in the ministry, right there in our businesses, everything we need, everything that is needed is right there before our eyes that's supporting us. We just have to trust and believe that they are a good fit to help us. Now, the third one is to develop others. And we say when we're trying to develop others, that's too much time. Well, we spend too much money, we got too much work, and it's too much time. So we have to understand that God got somebody that's under us that's going to help us to push to support us. We as leaders are not out there all by ourselves because they didn't teach others to hold the ladder for them. A few visionary has fallen. That's right. When you have not developed leaders, you have not taught people how to support you. We so busy want to what I call micromanage everything. You cannot. I'm gonna say this again. You cannot micromanage everything. You cannot do it all by yourself. You got to teach somebody how to help you, to support you so you won't fall. Hear what I told you that when Isaiah, my son, I was out there on the ladder and Isaiah was so busy running in and out of the house and trying to play that video game, and I thought that Isaac would stick by me. I thought that my son would know the importance of me being on the ladder, especially if I had to reach out. That all I needed was the support of my son to keep the ladder from moving. And that's what your leaders need. They need somebody to stabilize, to keep the ladder from moving. So that means that they have to train everybody. They have to take the time out and put people in place. The more you put people, and they have to be the kind of people that don't want a pat on the back every time you turn around. I couldn't do this if this wasn't for Sister Save Me House. I couldn't do this if it weren't for Jack me. I couldn't do it if it wasn't for Brother Don't Get Along. I couldn't do this if it wasn't for Sister See You Later. I have to incorporate folks that's up to be a part of my leadership in order for me to stretch out. A visionary is the person who knows and has the beginning and the end and where it's supposed to be. But what he's trying to do as a visionary is in between. It's in between getting from the beginning to the end. So we have to train people how to support us. We have to train folks how to hold the ladder so that we can reach out and not fall. Somebody say amen. Because they did not teach others to hold the ladder for them, a few visionaries have fallen. Other has burnt out. Oh, that's a very important word. I want to tell you, those who micromanaging your businesses, those who trying to do it all by yourself. Get ready for a great big hospital bill. Get ready for being stressed out. Get ready for being burnt out. Get ready for you crying. Get ready for your hair turning gray. Get ready for the ulcers in your body. Get ready for you being sick. Why? Because you have not designated people to be in the right position. You have not put folks in place. Well, you figured that you can't trust folks to do the job the way you want it done, but you got to learn how to teach one. Each one, reach one, and teach one. You got to teach pastors, you got to teach people how to read the word of God. You got to teach them how it's supposed to be. You got to teach an usher that when people comes to church or greeter at your door, that folks have already made a decision 10 seconds after they done got in your church. If you got the wrong greeter on the door, folks have already made their mind up whether or not they gonna stay. Somebody say amen. So you got to put the right person there. You got to put the right greeter there. You got to put the right usher in place. You got to put the right deacon or the right minister to lead the devotion. You got to put the right person in place to support the ministry. Someone that's out there that knows the ministry in and out and don't mind being in the background, not full front, not out front. You see, sometimes folk who's supporting your ladder doesn't need to be recognized. They don't mind taking the low road. You got to understand that you got to have the right mixture. Someone that if you reach out, you won't fall. And when I was telling you about my son supposed to be holding the ladder, there was a time that he left me. That's right. There was a time that he left me, went back into the house to play the Nintendo game or the game that he was playing. So when I reached out, I slipped off the ladder and I fell in the stickerby bush. You're wondering why your ministry is at hold and it can't go forward because your visionary, your leader, does not have anybody that he has trained that can support the ministry as he reach out. as he stretches out, as he take another step forward. He doesn't have anybody that he can trust the ministry in, ministry to, because everyone that he trusts the ministry to has been what they call big-headed and wanted to take over. I'm talking to somebody out there, and I'm talking to some leader out there. I'm talking to some business person out there who's trying to micromanage your business. One of the things that will cause you to burn out, if you're a lawn care owner, a lawn care man, you got to go back and get clients for one. Not only do you have to get somebody to get clients for you, you also have to perform the job that you have put out there to do. Sometimes you said you'll rake them, you'll bag them, you'll edge the yard, you'll trim the yard, you'll sow seeds in the yard, and you do all of that. But that's only one job, but you have promised that you have two jobs that you need to do. It's going to take you a lot of time on one job, and then you can't get to the second job because you doing everything by yourself. You trying to hold everything for yourself. You got to learn when the workload gets big, you got to learn how to put somebody in position that's going to help you, that has your spirit, that's just like you. Well, Nehemiah did the same thing. Nehemiah had people that had a mind to work. And I know some of you are saying today that the people don't want to work. Yes, people do want to work, but you got to learn how to train folk. You got to have the patience to take somebody underneath your belt. Yeah, you got a lot of young men out there needing somebody to teach them. You got to learn how to reach out to these young men. They are our future. You don't have all the knowledge. You don't have all. Your body gonna get old. You gonna get worn down. You gonna stress out. You gonna fall apart. And you got your company that you need to run. Reach out to some young man. It's going to be a trial and error, but somebody had to reach out to you to teach you how to support them, to how that you can teach you how important it is to be a supporter. That's right. Because you didn't teach them, then you're stuck like Chuck. Because you didn't take the time to help somebody else to learn to teach somebody how to do what they're supposed to do. Now you cannot go forward. Yeah, you cannot advance to the next level. You cannot move to the next level because you trying to hold things down all by yourself. Then you find yourself sick. Listen to me. Listen to me. This is key. This is important that you got to understand that when you are out there trying to manage, or when you out there that has an assignment and you are the big boss with the hot sauce, you gonna need some help. It's a problem when I'm here today and the host is not here. And then I got to remember the next thing I got to do. I'm so glad that the host will be temporary out, but we'll be back on Monday, because you don't know how difficult it can be when you don't dot this I, you don't cross this T, because you don't have that person there that can support you. Yeah, she is supporting me now. She gave me the itinerary. She told me what I need to do. So when you got somebody to support you that's got your background, watch this. In your home, it was supposed to be a supportive system for husband and wife. In our homes, there's some big eyes. Everybody want to be in control. Everybody want to be the big kahuna. Don't nobody wants to have a united front. That's why if you look in the Bible, Adam, Eve, and the devil, Adam, Eve, and the devil, we put the blame on everybody, but it could have been to the point where there was not a united front. Yeah, that was not nobody to support Adam. There was nobody out there to support Adam, even though Adam was the one that God told, and he told somebody else. Now, when you got somebody that's going to support you, that's right. When you got a support system, a united front, you can stretch out. There's a benefit of having somebody to hold your ladder. We need to help those we need to develop. We need to take time. We need to understand the purpose of the gap, why the roles are important to cope with, why disappointment as well as success. We need to have somebody that's going to pick up where we left off at. Somebody, if I drop a nail, to make sure nobody don't step on, because if I drop a nail, I'm doing construction work, and somebody step on the nail, the one that's going to be sued is you, because you left some nails down there, but your support system will follow behind you and pick up things that you have dropped off, things that you forgot, will help you as you travel along the way. Yeah, I'm tapping into it. The visionary needs your support. It's not like you blowing them up. It's you helping them. We have to be helpers to one another. That's right. We have to be helpers. We have to support each other. We have to help them to manage things. We as the leaders need your support. You take, for example, in the military, a soldier has to have a leader. A leader, the captain in the army has to have someone that's going to support him. The president of the United States cannot run the United States all by himself. Yeah, I'm touching something. He has to have some support system. He has to have somebody that's under him that's going to help support him, to help take on the task, that's going to help him to maintain. You cannot run your business all by yourself. I'm talking to somebody. Yes, you leader. I'm talking to you, boss man. I'm talking to you, boss lady. I'm telling you, you got to designate folk that you can depend on, that's going to be to work on time. You got to designate people that picks up your vision to see how you operate. You got to put people in position that's going to help you, not hurt you. Now, if the person that you put in position is not doing the job right, then you got thousands and thousands of people out there that you can pick and choose and ask God to give you the right person that's going to support you. You got to have folk in place. You got to train folk. You got to build folk up, even though you know you need it. Well, when you go to the doctor gives you a bad report, tell you your blood pressure done hit the roof, tell you you got diabetes, tell you that you're eating wrong, you're not eating a balanced meal, and that your diabetes are acting crazy, and that you're going to the left, and you wonder why your hands are trembling. You wonder why you have a nervous breakdown. You wonder why you're crying so much. I'm trying to tell you something. You need to have somebody. You need to train somebody who's going to help support your ladder, who's going to hold your ladder as you reach out to move forward. You can't keep on repeating the same thing all over again. You can't stop get back on the ladder. You can't stop. One of the hardest things is, and when you trying to put a roof up, when you trying to reach out, you got to stop and come down off the ladder and get the material that you need, and then go back up on the ladder. You get it. You got to come back down the ladder and get the material that is needed and go back up the ladder. If you had someone or train somebody that can support you, then guess what? The work that you're doing wouldn't be as hard as it is. Listen, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank our sponsors. Don't forget, before I get out that to change it, the rights to the ladder, don't forget to train somebody. Ask yourself the question, who's holding my ladder? Who do I have in place that's going to help me to make this job work? Who going to help me to make my ministry go forth? Listen, I want to thank our sponsors for the great participation. I want to thank Bulvick Academy and Beer Guards for helping us to be our sponsor of this great FYI radio broadcast ministry. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, on all social media platforms. And don't forget to if you want to be an intern, you want to be a sponsor, or if you want to be an intern, or you like to be on FYI, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Again, that telephone number is 757-714-7861. Here's the new one by the host of FYI, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. Make it right. Make it all right. By Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. Thank you so very, very much for tuning into the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WPCE 1400, Peace 95.3 FM, WGPL 1350, and WMVA 88.9, and on all social media platforms. Don't forget to have a wonderful weekend and help somebody as they travel along the way. Go by and help your grandma, make sure she's okay. Turn the air conditioner on, turn the fans on, take a big old case of water. Okay? Until Monday on Sports Talk, have a great weekend. Bye now. I want to thank you so very, very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, okay?
Be a blessing to someone else.
I want to thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Well, I got to get out of here. The clock on the wall says I've got to go. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10. For more information, give us a call. Inbox us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com, or give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox us on Facebook at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or email us. If you want to be in our audience, email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. Don't forget, have a wonderful weekend. Got to go. 2 up, 2 down. Bye now.